The Western Cape has always been known as one of the most visited tourist destinations in South Africa, specifically for its natural beauty, white sandy beaches, historical attractions, wine, only to name a few, but not, however, as a wildlife destination. The Cape Wildlife Group intends to change this. On Friday, 19 October, the group held their official launch at Watervliet, Stellenbosch. Guests from near and far attended the special occasion, and familiar faces in the wildlife industry were also there to show their support to the new group. Guest speakers from the game industry welcomed the new initiative with open arms, and an auction of 10 lots concluded the day to give a taste of what to expect at the group's auction in March 2019.
On behalf of our members, it's my privilege to welcome you all to the launch of the Cape Wildlife Group. Firstly, the Honourable Minister Anton Bradell, Minister of Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, thank you for being here today.
To allow me to congratulate you and your clients as well as your stakeholders on this event. Now I hope that the Cape part in the Cape Wildlife Group stands for Cape Nature, because they should be a part of this group, and we're going to have nice and interesting debates going forward. Now you can also, here I've got a top brain, at that stage it was architects, it was planners, it was developers, sit around the table, discuss and debate legislation with province, which items and issues we need to change to create the space for them as a business to thrive. Because it's not easy to run a business, and we realize that.
Yeah, I think government's biggest challenge is to solve poverty, and we can only solve poverty through jobs. And the creation of forums like this will help government. I think the game industry has got huge potential. We all know it. It's a huge economy. And obviously the Western Cape wants its part of that economy. We cannot send all the tourists through to other provinces. We want to keep them here as long as possible. And obviously within the game industry, there's a couple of categories through which people can make money. It's not a sin to make money. It's actually a miracle to make money in these days in the downswing of the world economy. So we motivate, and we are very thankful for private sector coming to the table, starting forums like that, investing in the Western Cape. And we will do everything from our side to motivate them and to keep the business here in the Western Cape.
We're very pleased that you are here, and let's give her a warm welcome. Thank you.
It was a year in the Western Cape the WRSA was founded, back in 2006, when forces, and here we are, WRSA, an organisation with a mandate to secure the sustainable future of wildlife ranching and wildlife ranchers. That was 2006.
Okay. So I was asked today to talk about how WRSA can help and assist the wildlife industry in the Western Cape. And I closed my message by saying that WRSA as an organisation is there for the needs, or to address the needs of game farmers. And we'll do that in the Western Cape as well. And we'll do whatever we can to assist the wildlife ranchers in the Western Cape to make a success of their business. And the one way to do that is to have constructive engagement with government, with other sectors, and to take up the opportunities that's arising in the wildlife sector now that government has actually signed off the outcomes of the PIKISA. So we know government is committed, and we committed, and we've got this brand new group in the Western Cape, and we will do whatever we can to help them.
It's wonderful to be here and to see the vineyards. Definitely a different pace of life, and I know that the weekend started yesterday for all of you. I know that that's how it works in the Western Cape, so thanks very much for giving me your time to be here. Okay, so we talked about the 4 pillars of wildlife breeding and wildlife ranching, and essentially I want to talk this afternoon to you just about 2. One of them is ecotourism, and the other one is wildlife breeding. And most of the wildlife breeding component of it will be the experiences that we faced in the 3 auctions that we've held on in the Eastern Cape. And it's so nice there's going to be an auction in the Western Cape, and then there's going to be one in the Eastern Cape. You may not have to go to any one again, which would be rather nice as well.
Well, first of all, I think what's most important is for the Cape Wildlife Group to understand their market. You know, they have such a wonderful opportunity, being one of the first auction groups in this area, that they've got that if they engage with their buyers and they have a good understanding of what their buyers want, and they're able to translate that into the animals that they're able to sell, then I think their chances of success are going to be so much greater. But I think what they have, the advantage that they really have, is that they're breaking new ground here, and it's fantastic. As from the Eastern Cape, to see a group like this in the Western Cape developing, I think it's so good for the industry in South Africa, but most importantly for the Western Cape. I think it's exactly what the Western Cape needs to put them on the map.
But I think our future of this industry is we need to change the way we think. And that's why I like the name of this group so much. Because that's not painting yourself in a corner. It makes you open to take the opportunities that's there and that's coming to be part of the whole industry. Not just 1 second, but part of the whole industry. And I'll talk a little bit about it. If this group of you wants to start and be successful, to start to sell your story from day one, where you're going, what you want to achieve, people need to buy in. I think that's very important. When you market whatever you do, and that also counts for our whole industry. We can't think that the industry, because it's difficult now and the economy is down and our industry is only breeding or only hunting or only tourism or only the meat. All of that is different parts of this industry, and we need to get the buy-in. And to know where we are going, it's important to know where we're coming from, how we start. But most importantly is also to know that it's not so easy. And this industry is a very young industry. That's why we are where we are now. That's why we're still working things out. That's why we're still developing a lot of most of the value chain is still available.
Yeah, I think the reputational risk is something that we need to look at. It's a very important aspect. There's a lot of things that is haunting our industry, and it's coming from a lot of people, maybe because they didn't know better, that was irresponsible and made stuff that the people out in the world that's against consumptive use, that they want to play it down. And I think as an industry, and especially the Cape Wildlife Group, they've got the ability, but also the chance now to start a new group. They're in the Western Cape, where we get a lot of tourism, a lot of tourists, sensitive people sometimes, because they come for a different reason to South Africa, and they need to accept that and also to respect that. So when they do activities, especially closer to the center of Cape Town, it needs to be the acceptable ones. If they want to do the hunting, and hunting is very important in the sustainable use model, they need to do it in big areas where fair chase can be sold, and we can do it in a way that we can be proud of what we're doing. So I think on the reputational risk side, that's very important. It's always better to start something in the right way than to correct your mistakes. And I think we've learned in the past in South Africa that it's very important that we respect the views of people, and without giving in on what's important and how the African model is working. I think, keeping in mind what I've just said, it's again an opportunity for them to look at the different opportunities, the different pillars within the wildlife. And when you have 12 members with different farms, different places, you can really concentrate to say what will be the best hunting place, do it there, which of us will be the best ecotourism places, who will be the meat suppliers, and where will we build our facility. Use its other strengths and make a big group. Each one doesn't have to build its own abattoir, its own hunting outfit, or its own tourism outfit. And I think that's the way South Africa's industry needs to change. All the groups can come together, and we can sell South Africa again as the destination of choice, because we create bigger spaces. We do the right thing at the right place, and we will never need to lose our individuality. We'll just get stronger. I mean, 50 cent out of a rand is equal to 100% of 50 cent. It's the same amount, so we won't lose any money, we won't lose a share, but we will be part of a bigger group, and our risk will get lower. And I think, and we'll get input of more people. And I think that's where the industry can grow when we get more ideas and better ideas.
26,000 and it's 26 down 27. Let's see if we're going to 27, 27, number 28, 28,000. Yeah, that means the result here up to 62,000. 62 done right, 62. 3 just for you. 63,000 and the regular 63, 63, the regular 63, and then we have and the result here 3 and 6, 63. Right, the side we have 3 and 6, 63. 73,000. Thank you, players. 73 to Fernando. All done. 73,000.
Yeah, very excited after this launch. It looks like it was a good turnout. We had a little hunting auction with 10 lots. It seemed to go very well, created a bit of hype. The fantastic Audrey Kitshoff came and gave some very wise words of wisdom for us. Vian van der Linde, absolute veteran of the industry. It's always great to listen to him talk. And then obviously legend of the Eastern Cape, Mr. Angus, is incredible. I mean, these guys came and shed a lot of light, and just the general feeling of the whole day kind of gave an impression that the Western Cape is going to be a big role player in the industry going forward. So we're very excited, and this is the beginning of a new stage for us. And yeah, we're going to take hands together and move forward in the right direction, and hopefully we can take wildlife ranching to the next level in the Western Cape and in South Africa in a whole.
We are now in a position where as a group we can put those animals that we've bred, make it available to potential game ranchers in the Western Cape, and that is part of our purpose. With the auction that was held on the 17th of March last year by Wildswinkel, that held the Boland auction, we had a very good turnover, and we invited all the sellers on the day to become a part of the Cape Wildlife Group. That's how we ended up with the launch today of 12 members of the Cape Wildlife Group, and our aim is basically to include everybody and to exclude no one. So we will be concentrating on the hunting industry, the ecotourism industry, as well as the game breeding industry. And in time we will also focus on the game meat or venison, as it's been referred to. I do think that we have the opportunity in the Western Cape, with the attendance like this, the auction next year, to make a difference in the industry and to develop the industry in the Western Cape, which is primarily our aim.